Hello and welcome back to my alien roommate. I'm very interested in seeing how Enoch fared wandering the streets on his own, but looks like we're still in school for now, so let's dive back in. Stuck in the last period of the day, my thoughts wander back to Enoch once more. I wonder what he's up to right now. Did he stick to his word and go no further than he was supposed to? Is he safe at home? Yeah, wondering the same thing. He couldn't have gotten hurt, could he? Or got lost on the way back and spent the last several hours wandering the streets, searching for his way home? Oh man, get it together, Riley. I've never been such a worrywart before. I guess I'm still a little freaked out, even after a week of letting it sink in that I live with an alien roommate. And don't forget, it counts for a third of your grade, so work hard on this. What? Wait, what's she talking about? That group project we're meant to do before the end of the year, remember? You've got until this Wednesday to choose your partners, so if you haven't already, start thinking. You heard her. Want to group up? Was there ever any doubt? With our powers combined, there's no way we don't knock this dumb project out of the park. Yeah. Then we're gonna take our perfect score and go shove it in Metal Mouth's big smart And remember, this is a two-man project. Of course it is. Say what now? Class dismissed. Oh, right. Forgot about that part. 2 people max? That means... Yep. A heavy mood settles over the 3 of us. Looks like this town ain't big enough for the 3 of us. Certainly seems so. Guys? One of us has to go. Guys? There's only one way for us to settle this. She reaches into her bag. What are you... We'll have to settle this with a vote. Kat withdraws a notepad from her bag, tears out 3 sheets of paper and hands them out to each of us. Are we really doing this? Got any better ideas? No. Just write down the name of the person you want to kick out of the group. Fair and square. Why couldn't it just be a group of 3? If we can't all work together, then there's not much of a choice. A vote is the fairest way to determine the odd one out. How am I expected to choose between my 2 best friends, though? No matter who I pick, I'll be hurting one of them. This is like when the sidewalk is only wide enough for 2 people, so one of us has to walk behind the others. I guess after this, we'll all know which one of us that person is. Okay, vote Kat out, vote Lucas out, vote yourself out. If I only had to choose between these 2, I think I would vote Kat out. Just because last time when we got that minus point with Lucas, that already felt so bad. I can't start hurting him more. But yeah. Oh, okay, but then again, voting ourselves out? I assume this is a decision that would pair us up with Felix? Probably? And voting Cat out would mean it's more of a Lucas vote. And voting him... Oh. Okay. Now I'm not sure anymore. Sorry, I'm voting Cat out. I write Cat's name down, fold my vote up and hand it to her. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave this dumb project immediately. I'll read the votes. She unfolds the first piece of paper. First vote. Cat. Cats. How dare one of you vote for me? Isn't that the whole point of holding a vote? Next vote. Riley. Shock and horror. Who could have done such a thing? You two are such dweebs. And finally, the last vote goes to... me? I grin at Lucas. He winks at me. Nice. Toit. As I live and breathe, I can't believe this. I thought you were my friends and you guys totally blindsided me. I've been betrayed. Backstabbed. And quite possibly bamboozled. The group has spoken, Cat. Time for you to go. You'll pay for this, both of you. You'll pay. You're all going to pay! For my meal at Burger Queen, as an apology? Of course, you big dog. Thanks, guys. Oh, but not today. I have soccer practice. I'll see you tomorrow. Just like that, Cat scoops up the rest of our votes and bounds out of the classroom. She certainly recovered quick. Lucas turns back to me. Walk me to the subway? Sure thing, buddy. Lucas and I leave school together. He takes the subway home, so most days we walk and talk until we part ways at the station. We spend the next 10 minutes discussing the latest video games and Twitch streamers, but eventually he falls silent. It isn't uncommon with Lucas, but we've been friends long enough that I can tell the difference between his usual comfortable silences and when he actually has something on his mind. Alright, what's up, Lukey? Something on your mind? Sort of. I was just curious why you picked me for the project. I mean, probably for the same reason you picked me, right? I nudge him playfully and he smiles, but it doesn't look like his curiosity is sated. Yeah, but why me over Cat? You had to have a reason, right? Well... Oh, Cat doesn't contribute much. I'm worried you can't find a partner. Because we're best friends. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. Why wouldn't I pick you? We're best friends, aren't we? Yeah, but so is Cat. When we're all best friends, it's hard to rank one over the other. Well, maybe I do rank you over her. What? It's not that I don't want to hang out with Cat, just when it was time to decide, I felt I'd rather do it with you. That's all. Lucas swallows, avoiding my eyes, but I can tell he's pleased. Even though I picked you too, I wasn't certain you'd do the same. I thought for sure you'd rather work with Cat. I appreciate it, Riley. And obviously, you know I feel the same way. I land a light punch on his arm as he tries to swat my hand aside. What are best friends for? Right. Hey, I need to grab dinner for me and Enoch. Wanna tag along? Lead the way. Do we have someone crushing there? And I wanted to go the Enoch route, but I'm just such a sucker for friends to lovers. Oh no, it's gonna be hard. We step into the nearest convenience store. What are you looking for? The cheapest pre-made dinners I can find. Having budgeting problems? What I do have is a roommate seemingly intent on bankrupting me in the shortest time possible. Do you have any idea how much food I've bought or cooked for him in the last week alone? Can't he cook his own meals? No! Sorry, the thought of Enoch cooking brings up bad memories. Let's just say him having full run of the kitchen isn't the best idea. Lucas shuffles along behind me as I wander down the aisle of ready-made meals. Ooh, this sounds good. Chicken rice with carrots and... cucumbers? Well, it's that cheap, so I guess that'll do. Grabbing 2 cartons, I head to the counter, where a small queue awaits. Hey, so... there's something I wanted to ask you. Something else? It's not another question about Enoch, is it? I don't think I can handle another game of 20 questions about Enoch's fake life story. There's this movie coming out in theaters tomorrow. It's not new or anything. It's been around for like 3 years now. Why is it back in theaters then? I'm getting to that. It's because the sequel's coming out in a couple weeks. It's some publicity campaign thing. They're re-releasing the first movie in theaters so people can watch it before the sequel. Tickets are free and it's a limited time event. I never watched the first movie, in theaters or otherwise, so I'd like to, before the sequel comes out. Supposedly, the director's films are known for good animation and storytelling and... yeah. I just thought... I mean, that we could... He's stumbling over his words in a rush to get them out, a behavioral trait of his I'm all too familiar with. I know this is a super long-winded way of asking, but I was wondering if perhaps you'd like to see it with me? Watch a movie for free? I don't see the downside. What's it called? Is something wrong? Lucas sighs. Considering all the teasing he's made at Kat's expense for being a drama queen, it's ironic he's now milking the suspense for all it's worth. I won't laugh. Come on, tell me. It's an anime movie called Amorous Apartments. It's kinda, sorta, like a romantic comedy. Maybe that's not something guys watch, but I don't know. You don't have to see it with me if you don't want to. Even though we've known each other for years, Lucas still gets uncomfortable broaching topics with me that he thinks are awkward or embarrassing. Since when are romantic comedies or anime movies gender-specific? I just don't want you getting the wrong idea. 2 people watching a romantic movie together. At first glance, it wouldn't be amiss for people to assume we were on a date. Lucas. This is why I didn't want to ask in front of Kat. I doubt I'd ever hear the end of it from her. Plus, I'm sure she thinks movies like these are total cringe. If it's not action or horror, she's asleep within seconds. So, what do you say? Will you go with me? It's nice of Lucas to ask, because obviously he's extremely embarrassed. He barely got the name of the movie out. That being said, does this even sound like something I'd want to watch? I could just agree to it for Lucas' sake. It's not like I'm paying for a ticket. Agree to go or not my cup of tea. Oh man. So I'm thinking, is he only embarrassed because it's like a quote-unquote girly movie? Or, well, I mean everything points to a secret crush, right? Oh no, oh no. It's just a demo, I can do what I want, right? I want to go see the movie with my best friend Lucas. Why not? After all, it is free. Cool. If the reviews are to be trusted, that'll be great. Let's say we meet at the cinema tomorrow around 7 p.m. Sounds like a plan. You two done talking, you're holding up the line. Oh, sorry. And was Lucas getting exasperated there a bit for Riley not catching on that this might look like a date? Or that you might want it to be a date? Tricky. When I return home, I find Enoch lying on the floor, legs propped up on the couch and arms stretched overhead. Clutching the remote in one hand, he's switching through channels on TV at random, clearly bored out of his mind. As soon as he hears the door close, he leaps to his feet and runs over with a big smile, not unlike how a dog might greet their owner after a long day of work. Welcome home, honey. What? Isn't that a thing people say to welcome someone home? Yeah, but that's like between lovers. Well, I love you, Riley, so I don't see what's the problem. Oh. I wasn't expecting that. Enoch, I'm not sure how it works on Zexalia, but here on Earth we don't throw words like love or honey around so carelessly. I thought honey was a term of endearment for humans. Doesn't it mean something sweet? Yes, but that's a term reserved for family or couples and maybe even really close friends. I gesture between us for emphasis. I'm not sure if our relationship counts. I thought we were friends. Are we not? We are, we're just not close enough to use the word love. What about your friend Lucas? You said he was your best friend. Do you love him? Well, I obviously care about Lucas. You could say I love him, but like strictly as a friend. That doesn't mean I call him honey in public or tell him I love him. Never mind how I'd feel. He'd never be comfortable with that. I do wonder. But we're not in public right now, are we? So why can't I tell you I love you? I love you because you're special to me, Riley. You're my very first Earthling. First Earthling. The first Earthling I ever met. Just like how I'm the first alien you've ever met. That makes our relationship special, doesn't it? Fair enough. I obviously can't say that about anyone else. You've also given me a place to stay, food to eat. You didn't report me to your human authorities. You've been teaching me the ways of your people. See? You've done so much for me. That's why I say I love you. Oh, thank you, Enoch. He really says the sweetest things sometimes, but all this talk of love is a little much. Do you not love me then? Have I badly misjudged the nature of our relationship? It's not that. Love is just a very, very broad term to use, and it's typically reserved for someone you have strong feelings for. You don't have strong feelings for me? Feelings of friendship, sure. I just don't know if I'd call it love? I don't understand. Friendship, love, what's the difference? I love you because you're my closest friend on Earth. Okay, more like my only friend, but it still counts. And it doesn't change the way I feel about you. This is sounding more and more like I'm rejecting an actual love confession. Enoch, I do feel strongly about you, just not romantically. At least I didn't think I did before today, not until Kat inserted that thought into my head. So you do not love me because we are not romantically involved, like a couple? Why don't we become a couple then? Again, not something to be thrown around lightly. We've known each other for a week, tops. But in one of your aunt's movies, this princess married someone she'd known for less than a day. If they can do that on Earth, why can't we? That's a cartoon, Enoch. Please tell me you're not relying on cartoons to learn about humanity. I don't know if maybe they seem realistic to an alien, but I wouldn't look to movies with talking cars, fighting pandas, and secret agent penguins for an accurate depiction of the real world. You mean people don't spontaneously break into song the moment they find their soulmate? No? Sadly not. Yeah, I thought that was weird too. I still don't think we need to be a couple in order to love one another. I was fine showing my fellow sex-aliens affection back home. I love you, whether or not we're a couple, Riley. And while you may not love me now, that doesn't mean we can't reach that stage in our relationship eventually. Hey, Enoch, how much do you know of how romance works? Like, in general? I think I know the basics. I have to admit my curiosity is piqued now. In that case, how much do you know about dating, kissing, the birds and the bees? If we're going to ask it this way, I think he's gonna be really confused, right? Oh my god. I mean, I think from a screenshot I know what kissing will prompt him to ask. Dating seems very vague, and he will want... Will he want to go on a date? I'm curious how this will play out, so just for the fun of it. The what and the what? Oh, good. That response is probably for the best. I was not looking forward to an explanation. Birds and bees? You mean animals and insects? I know they're part of your Earthling ecosystem. How are they related to romance? They're not. Let's leave it at that. But then why would you ask me about them? Enoch, Please drop it. No, now I'm curious. I want to know. Tell me, Riley. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Of course you'd ask. I don't know why I asked in the first place. What was I thinking? Should I just make something up? It's not like he'd be any the wiser. I mean, making something up might end up in a weird conversation later. Right? Okay, make something up, provide an innocent explanation, go super in depth. What, about pollination? I don't want to make something up. That seems like a bad idea. Sure, go super nerdy. I walk up to the fridge, grab a bottle of water, and guzzle down several large gulps. Riley? Sorry, I was just thirsty. It'd be bad enough explaining this to a human, let alone an alien from outer space. I have no clue how much Enoch knows about reproduction, human or otherwise. I don't even know if human reproduction is the same as alien reproduction. How do aliens like him reproduce? Do they lay eggs? In people's chests, perhaps? Let's get this over with. Enoch, do you know where babies come from? Yeah, from sex. Wait, you know? Well, of course I know, Riley. Why wouldn't I? Why didn't you tell me? Tell you what? Tell you that I know where babies come from? What does it have to do with... Oh! The birds and the bees is a euphemism for sex, isn't it? Why didn't you just tell me that from the start? And why would you think I didn't know about sex? Is it because I'm an alien? Don't all societies need reproduction to exist? Why should us aliens be any different? Stop. I don't want to know. Don't want to know what? Oh, you don't want to know if aliens and humans do it differently? I mean, you asked me first, didn't you? I'd be happy to explain it to you now if you'd like. Enough, I'm sorry I asked. I'm not sorry, I want to know. Just so we're all on the same page. I slump onto the couch, exhausted. Enoch plops down next to me. So, what's for dinner? Are you making burgers again? Nice try, but no. Then... pizza? Fish and chips? Steak? Club sandwiches? Ramen? No to all of that. I bought us a couple of pre-made dinners. Yes, pre-made... What? Pre-made dinners. They're meals you microwave and eat on the spot. Sorry, Enoch. Can't eat gourmet all the time, you know? I'm not getting next month's allowance till the end of the week, so we have to make do. Digging around in my bag, I take out the 2 small cartons and hand one to him. Enoch's brow furrows with suspicion as he reads off the packaging. Chicken rice with carrots and cucumbers. Pre-made. Microwave for 2 minutes and consume within 2 hours of purchase. What is this? It's dinner. Honestly, it doesn't look terrible for a cheap meal. But... Enoch makes a sad little whining noise and slumps over in disappointment. I pat him on the back as I head into the kitchen with both cartons. A few seconds later, he gets up and joins me. Your friend Lucas didn't seem to like me very much today. What makes you say that? He didn't seem all that interested in talking to me. He barely answered any of my questions. Huh, I guess I didn't give Enoch enough credit this morning. He did pick up on Lucas' closed-off demeanor after all. I was only trying to be friendly. Did I not make a good first impression? Oh no. He hates me, doesn't he? No, he doesn't. But he definitely doesn't like me, right? Lucas doesn't dislike you. How do I get him to like me then? Well, I do have some pointers. For starters, give him a little space to breathe next time. Space to breathe? Was I taking up too much of his air? You were advancing menacingly towards him like a hungry customer approaching an all-you-can-eat buffet table. That tends to turn people off. Oh, yeah, you're probably right. I sense Enoch's still crestfallen about his failure to bond with Lucas, so I try to cheer him up. Look, it's not entirely your fault. Lucas isn't comfortable around strangers. He takes a while to warm up to someone new. So what you're saying is, I should spend more time with him to get him to like me? I shrug as I put our meals into the microwave. That depends on if you ever see him again. Lucas is a private person though. He doesn't go out of his way to meet new people unless he really wants to, or he knows they share some common interests. I don't mention the third route to befriending Lucas, being as persistent as possible. That's how Kat did it, and I imagine it's how Enoch would do it too. My only concern is that the more time Enoch spends around other humans, especially my friends, the likelier it is that he'll blow his cover. But I can still get Lucas to like me eventually, right? I want to be friends with your friends, Riley. That way, we can all hang out together, and I can talk to another human being who isn't you. Not that there's anything wrong with your company, of course. Besides, I trust your judgment. Anyone you'd be friends with would have to be good people too. Since we're on this topic, you should know I had to cover for you at school today. Now that they know you exist, sorry, I clicked too fast. My friends were asking a ton of questions about you. And also to quickly pick up on what Enoch said. And what I said last time, like, I would tell my best friends, and then he's right. It would be good for him to have other people to talk to besides me. It just seems like a bad idea if it's only you who knows about him. Like, if anything happens, no one knows about him. That's, I don't know. It just screams disaster. So, and yeah, if you trust them, if you've known them since childhood, like, come on. You had to cover me? Why? I told you, I don't get cold. You don't need to cover me with anything. As I was saying, I had to make up a bunch of stuff about you. If you ever get to spend time with them, we'd need to keep your story straight. I don't really understand, but does this mean I can meet your friends? It's inevitable they come over at some point. Kat was extremely enthusiastic about meeting you. You want me to meet a cat? I mean, that's fine too. I was hoping to make my human friends, but I do think your earthling animals are very adorable. Cat's not a cat. Cat's a girl. The cat isn't a cat? I don't understand. Is this some sort of earthling riddle? No, you don't. Cat's a human. Her name's Cat, and she's definitely not an animal. You should see her out on the soccer field though. That girl's an absolute menace to play against. Your friend is a menace? Isn't that a bad thing? Look, when my friends eventually come over, you'll get your chance to spend time with them. Awesome. But before we get too carried away, there's something I want to ask you. I've been dreading this conversation, but if this roommate arrangement is going to continue, then this has to happen sooner rather than later. When I first saw Enoch that fateful Sunday night, I'd been terrified. Although I tried to deny it, I'd known right away he wasn't human. I didn't really have a plan in mind when I agreed to let him stay. I didn't know why he'd come to Earth in the first place, and I still don't. Enoch dodges the question every time I bring it up. Even though he's been fascinated by all things Earth-related, I haven't gotten the sense he dislikes his home planet. In fact, there are times he talks about Zexalia with such longing in his voice, he almost sounds homesick. So, why did he leave and come to Earth? Though I've tried not to think about it, it crossed my mind more than once that he might have come to Earth for nefarious purposes. I put that thought to rest pretty quickly when I realized how much of a goofball he is, but what if it's an act? What if he's here to gather intel on Earth so his alien bodies can invade us? By letting him stay with me and not reporting him to the authorities, could I somehow be enabling his plans to conquer the human race? Riley, you wanted to ask me something? Enoch, what I'm gonna ask you is important and I need a proper answer. No evasion, no excuses. The truth. Since I'm your roommate and I'm keeping you safe, I think I have the right to know this. Enoch, why are you here? I'm here because you're microwaving my dinner, Riley. No, not in the kitchen. Why are you here on Earth? Why did you come to Earth in the first place? Enoch stiffens. The look of concern that briefly crosses his face would have been imperceptible had I not been observing him closely for his reaction. What made you leave home, Enoch? I hold my breath, awaiting his response. Well, Of course. Ugh. Oh, our food's done. Yay, I'm starving. In his haste to avoid answering, Enoch rushes to open the microwave. Enoch, wait, it's hot, you'll... Ugh. Enoch, are you okay? Are you hurt? Did you... He takes both meals out completely unharmed. Just kidding. Oh my... Don't do that. I'm an alien, remember? My skin doesn't burn. Pointedly ignoring me, Enoch starts scarfing down his food, caring not about scalding his tongue like a human might, nor about the bland taste in comparison to the meals we've had in the past. Enoch? Yes, Riley? You still haven't answered my question. Ah, yes, about that. He lowers his fork, eyes darting around the room, as if determined to look anywhere except at me. Well, I've always wanted to visit Earth. I told you that, didn't I? Yeah, but is that really the only reason? You sometimes talk as if you don't believe you'll ever go back home. Well, I won't. Actually, it's more so that I can't. Not anytime soon, anyway. Why not? He hesitates, as if trying to think of some way to avoid answering. When that fails, sensing I won't take silence as an answer, he relents. I left home because my home planet is at war right now. Can't say I saw that coming. War? You mean illegitimate, invasive, guns-blazing kind of war? Are there other types of war on Earth? No, I just didn't expect to hear about something so human taking place on your world. Though I shouldn't be surprised, something like war is pretty universal. I don't like talking about it. The important thing is, Zexalia isn't safe anymore. And that's why I fled. I had to go somewhere safe, and I picked Earth. Because I've always wanted to visit. But you could have gone to a different planet if you wanted. I could have. Would you rather I had? No, that's not it. I mean, I'm happy you're here, Enoch. Ah, thanks. I'm happy I'm here too. So, Enoch claims to have no ulterior motives for coming to Earth. Provided I believe him, and I don't yet have reason not to, I can put some of my unfounded worries of an alien invasion to rest. And yet, this news about Zexalia being at war troubles me too. Does it mean there are other refugees fleeing his planet in search of new homes? If Enoch can find his way to Earth, so can others. What if they're not all as friendly as he is? Is Earth about to receive an influx of aliens, here not for invasion, but for refuge? Enoch, who's your planet at war with? How bad is it? Can you never go back, or... Hey, this show's boring. What else is on? Enoch snatches up the remote, quick to change both the topic of conversation and the channel. The TV cuts now to the evening news, and a familiar image pops up on screen behind two news anchors. A week has passed since the sighting of a mysterious unidentified object flying over San Angeles last Sunday evening. No official explanation has surfaced as of yet, but rumors and conspiracy theories continue to spread like wildfire on Reddit and Litter. Riley, look! It's my spaceship! Is what? The blurry image on screen shows a bright orange speck hurtling through the night sky. Sure enough, it's Enoch's out-of-control spaceship, frozen in time on its ill-fated path of mid-air self-destruction. Is it really, as is the popular theory, a UFO? A shooting star falling out of the sky? A military drone spinning out of control? The possibilities are endless, and citywide interest is still going strong. They're still talking about this? Move on already. Please do. I don't want anyone looking too deep into this and stumbling upon the truth. It's funny. Any other time I'd scoff at these crackpot theories, as I'm sure many are doing at this very moment. Yet for once, the most ludicrous theory is actually the correct one. See, Enoch? This is why I was so apprehensive about letting you wander around on your own. It's been a week, yet people are still talking about your disastrous arrival on Earth. Even so, what's the big deal? People can speculate all they want. They still wouldn't find me. Yeah, but why take the risk? I don't want anyone getting any ideas about conducting a proper investigation into last week. If someone saw you land on my balcony, or if someone found the remains of your ship... I frown as an alarming thought hits me. Speaking of which, is that something we should be concerned about? My ship? It exploded, didn't it? Whatever was left of it must have crashed somewhere. That's a good point, actually. This is only occurring to you now? I could say the same to you. My mind is already racing with new, increasingly frightening possibilities. Any random citizen could have stumbled upon the wreckage of Enoch's ship in the last week, and he didn't think this could be an issue? Don't worry, Riley. I'm sure it's fine. Probably. Enoch, as usual, brushes my concerns aside with casual, unbothered ease that's grown on me now as equal parts endearing and aggravating. Even if someone found my ship, they wouldn't recognize it as anything abnormal. How can you be sure? Because only an alien like me can see our technology for what it really is. We're not in any danger of being discovered by Earthlings, not unless they've learned how to locate and operate alien tech. Enoch must see the hesitation on my face because he can tell I'm not convinced. If it bothers you so much, I can show you what I mean. His smile turned sly. I think I know where it landed. If you take me out tonight, I'll show you. Take you out? Yeah, I want to see what the neighborhood's like at night. Oh, that's what he meant. Cat and her stupid questions have my wires all crossed today. Haven't had your fill walking around yet. How was it, by the way? Walking home today, I mean. It was fun. I did as you said and didn't go anywhere I wasn't supposed to. I stuck to the streets and enjoyed the freedom of walking among humans. It was surprisingly liberating. The point is, I haven't been out at night yet. And as they say, there's no time like the present. Wow, you used that phrase perfectly. Color me impressed. There's a color called impressed? Where is it on the rainbow? And you ruined it. So, can we go? But my homework? Which is better, doing homework or spending time with your alien roommate? I can't just not do my homework. Last time I handed in an assignment late, Felix didn't shut up about it for 2 whole weeks. I'm not saying to not do your work. All I'm saying is, why do now what you can always do later? You make a compelling point. Get me with that as well. As always, so can we? Of all people, an alien is convincing me to procrastinate on my homework. That has to count for something, right? Take Enoch out or do homework. What a choice, indeed. Let's go. If I don't relent now, you'll never stop bugging me about it. Might as well get it over with. Hooray! We can't take too long, though. We won't, I promise. Thanks, Riley. We'll pass by the park on our way back, right? Sure. Why? You'll see. Why is he being all mysterious? I pack up our leftovers as Enoch rushes to get changed. Ready? Nope. Try again. Ready? One of these days, you'll step out of the apartment before I can stop you and give poor Mrs. Potts a heart attack. Well, you can always excuse it as being a cosplayer, right? Once we're out on the street, Enoch spins in a circle and takes a deep breath. Fresh night air. It's no different from regular daytime air, you know. Nuh-uh, really, that's where you're wrong. It feels different to me. Well, here we are. Where'd you like to go first? Ooh, I want to... Actually, I don't know. What? But you're the one who checked me out here. Honestly, I never thought I'd get this far. Of course. I'll just follow your lead. Where do you normally go to have fun at night? Well, if we stick to what's in the area... Going to the theater could be fun. Watching a movie is one of the simplest ways to hang out with a friend without too much fuss. Then again, Enoch's binged on Joe's movies for an entire week. Surely he's sick of them by now. The easiest option would be to take him back to Cozy Crepes. He'd never turn that down, and I know our meager dinner didn't satisfy his ravenous appetite, not with that insatiable sweet tooth of his. It's not exactly a new experience for him. I literally took him there this morning. I can always encourage him to try something besides crepes. Despite what the name may lead customers to believe, they're not all Cozy Crepe Cafe has to offer. Let's go to the theater or Cozy Crepes. Honestly, I thought we would really just walk around more. Especially since we already said we had to save money on food. If you save money on food, you don't spend money on going out. I mean, can you not just wander the streets, look at stuff? Isn't that more what he wants to do? Oh well, it's not an option here. Well, we're already going to the theater with Lucas the next day, aren't we? I guess we're going to eat crepes. What would you say to a little dessert? What would I say? I don't know. I've never tried talking to my food before. Oh, Enoch, never change. In no time at all, Enoch and I are back where we started hours ago, in Cozy Crepe Cafe. It seems just like this morning we were standing in this exact spot. That's because we were. I'm really glad we're back though. I knew you wouldn't be satisfied with dinner either. Why can't we eat crepes all the time? Because this much sugar on a daily basis would kill me. Weak. An idea occurs to me. Would you even be affected by this much sugar and fat? As in, would it affect your system? My system? You know what I'm getting at. Can people like you get sick from eating too much sugar? I don't know. It's not like we have this stuff where I'm from. I should eat as many crepes as I can to find out. Let's not. If not for your sake, then for my wallet's. Hey, you know what? Why don't we try something different tonight? Something different? Something besides crepes? To, switch things up a bit. Enoch? Something other than crepes? You're always bugging me to try new food, aren't you? This is the perfect opportunity. We could try their cakes, or their ice cream, or whatever else they have. But it's called Cozy Crepes, Riley, not cozy cakes, or cozy ice cream, or cozy whatever else they have. Cozy Crepes. Just give it a shot. Who knows? You might even find something you like more than crepes. The sacrilege. But since you're so confident, I'll let you order for me. Whatever you buy better be amazing. He leaves to get a seat as I turn back to the menu. What would Enoch like? He loves sweet treats, and practically everything here is a sweet treat of some kind. I decide to get him something to eat, something to drink. That's also what my mind kind of went to with a drink, like some nice milkshake or something. I mean, I would like to have some more definite options than just something to eat, something to drink, but... Let's see, something to drink? Yeah. There are several milkshakes on the menu, all with ridiculous sounding names. What should I get? There we go. Candy Champion, Matcha Mountain, Chocolate Coma. Not sure how he would be with matcha, but candy or chocolate sounds good, right? I'm gonna go chocolate coma. Sounds delicious. This drink sounds dangerous, but what's life without a little risk of diabetes? I return to our table carrying a large milkshake overflowing with chocolate bars, chocolate sauce, and chocolate chips. What is that? You blend milk, sugar, ice, and a bunch of sweet-tasting ingredients together to get this. They're milkshakes. Try it. Enoch's eyes roll up into the back of his head as he takes a long, sloshy sip. So sweet. I've never seen or tasted this much chocolate in my life. That's not saying much, considering he didn't even know chocolate existed a week ago. Enoch takes another big sip, then pushes the milkshake to me. Don't you want some too? Wait, you only brought one straw? Whoops. That's fine, we can share. The milkshake maybe, but not the straw. Why not? Because that's like an indirect... I'll just get another one. Also cheers! I feel my face flush as I return to the counter. At least we won't be sharing straws, but sharing one milkshake still feels pretty intimate. You live together. Get what you're saying, but you share a flat. Do you share a bathroom? I don't know, but oh well. As we sit and eat, it's not long before Enoch strikes up conversation again. So, what else should we do while we're here? We can always sit and, I don't know, talk for a bit. Ooh, I know. Let's talk about the weather and/or the latest sports game. He leans in I know what this word means, but I can't really pronounce it. Wow. Conspiratorially. Okay. Do I sound like a convincing human? Totally. Even have me fooled. Thanks. So the sky was really lovely today, don't you think? I guess the cashier raising an eyebrow at us. Enoch said that last sentence out comically loud, clearly overcompensating on his very human impersonation. Let's not talk about mundane stuff like the weather. No one actually does that. Oh, but I thought... We're friends, and friends talk about more fun topics. The weather isn't fun? Not in the slightest. What should we talk about then? Let's see, we can always talk about school, movies, War on Sexalia. Well, he can't contribute much to school, but we can tell him about it. War on Sexalia, he probably doesn't want to talk about it still, even though I'm interested. Movie seems like the safest option. Sure, movies. Why don't you tell me about the movies you've watched? Did you like them? Yeah, I enjoyed most of them. Most of them? Which ones? The romantic movies are the best. They're sweet and touching, but also really sad. Especially when they end in death. Sometimes one or both of the main leads die in some tragic way. It's horrible. Why can't they be together and happy, Riley? Why? Wouldn't be much of a movie if there wasn't some gut-wrenching emotional moment, would it? Why do they want to wrench my gut? I'd be just as emotional if they lived happily ever after. But no, they want to deny me my happy ending. You've learned an important life lesson, Enoch. Never get attached to fictional characters. This is too meta. That doesn't just extend to movies either. You can't get too close to fictional characters in all sorts of mediums, like books, video games, visual novels. What's a visual novel? I'll explain some other time. Which movies did you like? The ones with lots of violence and blood and bad words. You, understand those words? Some are lost in translation, but I get the general idea. Try not to use those words, especially around people you don't know. If you go around spouting bad words to every stranger you meet, I wouldn't do that. Okay, good. Just, that's an easy way to get punched. Really? You can get attacked just for saying the wrong thing? Unfortunately, yes. Why are humans so violent, Riley? I'd like to know. I mean, guys in these movies are constantly punching each other too. It's horrible. Violence is sensational. That's why these movies do so well. It's fun to watch people do cool stunts and live vicariously through them. It gets people's blood pumping. I don't understand. My blood was pumping, but not in a good way. And there's another thing. He lowers his voice, suddenly looking insulted. One of those movies had aliens in it, but they looked nothing like me. Oh, really? Yes, those aliens were horrifying monsters. I don't look like that. None of us do. Is that really how you Earthlings see my kind? I mean, no one knows what aliens look like, so people have had to use their, imaginations. And you imagine us like that? What is wrong with you people? Don't take it too hard, Enoch. Sure, plenty of movies have aliens as the bad guys, but there are movies about nice aliens too. Yeah, but we're not very anatomically correct in them either. The tamest portrayal of aliens I've seen so far was of a sentient blob in a cartoon movie. That's not funny. It kinda is. Oh man. Once we're done eating, we step back out into the streets. So, what's the verdict? Better than crepes? I hate to admit it. But yeah. That was delicious. Told you I'd find something you'd like. Anyway, now that that's over, shall we head to the park? The park? Oh, right. Let's go. We head down the street, passing the Lazy Lounge nightclub along the way. A group of college-aged girls are standing outside. As we walk by, one of them peels away from our friends and approaches us. Hey there. Oh, hello. Where are you off to, pretty boy? Ooh, me? Yeah, silly. Oh, I'm heading to the park. Does she not see he's with someone? Rude. The park, huh? And what are you gonna do there? We're just passing through on the way home. I'm sorry, do you need something? Oh, it's nothing. It's just, my friends and I had this group thing planned with a few guys, but they kinda stood us up. So, that sucks. They stood you up? I don't get it. Do you and your friends have trouble standing? What? Oh, I see. You're one of the dumb ones, aren't you? I am? That's fine. I've got a thing for dumb guys too. You have a thing for me? What is it? I love gifts. Wow, you really are dumb. She turns to look at me. How'd you land yourself this one? Excuse me? Dumb guys are a real treat, aren't they? Always a little confused, but they've got the spirit. Who needs brains when you can have a man as sweet as sugar? I see why you went for him. Does she think... The girl inserts herself between the two of us, and I notice her hand gliding up Enoch's arm. And if that is what she's thinking, then why is she flirting with him right in front of me? So, my girls and I were bummed that our friends are a bunch of no-shows, but it does mean we've got an open spot in our party. Interested? You're inviting us to spend time with you and your friends? Well, it was mostly an invite for you, but I guess your sister can come too. I'm not a sister, I'm a roommate. The girl snorts. That's not an improvement. But what are you and your friends doing? We were gonna play a couple rounds of darts, a bit of pool, maybe even some karaoke. She gestures to where her friends are gathered by an open pool table. A few wave at us when she points them out, and Enoch waves back. Sounds fun. I've never played darts before. Or pool. Or karaoke, whatever that is. Riley, can we? Enoch, we don't have time. You promised we wouldn't stay out too late. It's not that late. It's only... What time is it? It's almost 10. That's nothing. What are you, his mom? He can hang out with us if he wants, can't he? Yeah, can't we? I mean, what do you two even have to go to so do so urgently? Saying I have to go home and do my homework sounds so lame. So is any other excuse I can think of, like having a curfew or something? I could always lie and say we have an appointment with other friends. It's not like I owe this girl the truth when I barely know her. Given that he's clearly hitting on Enoch, I could also lean into pretending to be his girlfriend. Although it's not like operating under that assumption has deterred her much. Okay, tell the truth. Lie about meeting other friends, pretend Enoch is your boyfriend. Well, once again, this is more of, how we want to develop our relationship with him, Because I don't care about her, whatever. I could tell her to fuck off and just leave. Who cares? And we definitely don't want to mingle, which is not an option either, of course. I mean, let's just pretend, right? Kat would lose her mind if she ever finds out about this. I deliberately loop my hand around Enoch's arm and tuck him closer to me. Riley? With all due respect, we have business to attend to. Back home. That's so. I still think you should let him decide. Deliberately ignoring me, she turns back to Enoch. Doesn't hanging out with us sound like fun? You've never tried darts or pool, right? My friends and I would be happy to show you the ropes. You need ropes in order to play? Why? God, he really is dumb. Alright, listen here, you. Yo, over here. A group of 5 guys is approaching. The one at the front holds his arms out wide and gestures for the girl speaking to us to join them. Oh, looks like our friends are here after all. Huh. To be honest, I thought that was just a convenient excuse to invite Enoch to join them. The girl runs back to her group. Out of the blue, I feel someone's eyes on me. A quick movement from one of the guys on the back of the group catches my attention. Not suspicious at all. Before I can take a closer look, whoever it was ducks out of sight behind his friends. Oh well, I'm sure it was nothing. Come on, Enoch, let's go. Alright. To the park. As was the plan all along. Like, is really not forgetting that we were actually talking about the ship. Like Enoch's spaceship. So... whatever. I don't know where I was going with this either. As the night winds down, Enoch and I finally arrive at the park. That girl was weird. Why was she being so touchy with me? Oh, she was trying to hit on you. That girl was trying to hit me? Why? What did I do? Hit on you, not hit you. It's another Earthling expression. She was trying to get into your pants. She wants to wear my pants? Aren't her pants good enough for her? Why is she... Why is she trying to steal other people's pants? Oh, for Pete's sake, I give up. Don't you dare ask who Pete is. Evidently deciding it best to pretend he knows who Pete is, Enoch returns to his original point. Now that you mention it, her pants were surprisingly short. That poor girl. She was so desperate for pants, she was willing to fight people for longer ones. I had no idea such a pants-related crisis was prevalent in Earthling society. Enough about her. Wanna tell me what we're doing here, Enoch? You asked about my spaceship, right? This is where it crashed. That's what I'm saying. Here? In the park? It's not in the river, is it? Because I'm not exactly in the mood for a late-night swim. To be precise, after it exploded, I saw what was left of it fall into that section of forest over there. If this is where it landed, why hasn't anyone reported the wreck of an alien spaceship yet? You'll see. Come on. As we walk, I notice Enoch staring curiously at some of the people we pass by. Is something wrong? Without a word, he reaches down and abruptly takes me by the hand. Enoch, what are you doing? Holding your hand. Why? Everyone else is doing it. I glance around and realize he's right. There's not many people out and about this time of night, but those that are all seem to be couples, and they're all holding hands. There are even people sitting on benches or leaning against trees, locking lips. Why are there so many of them? I guess the park's romantic at night. Or it's a nice place to walk through on the way home after a date. Riley, behind you! You're gonna bump into someone. Oh, sorry. I dodge out of the way of a couple passionately making out near a street lamp. That was cool. Enoch, watch out! I pull Enoch aside before he backs up into a couple French kissing on the nearest bench. They're everywhere. Oh my. Yeah. Mrs. Potts appears from out of nowhere, as if summoned by the smell of potentially juicy gossip. Mrs. Potts. She approaches, and her beady eyes immediately zero in on our joined hands, which is still connected, as I hurriedly shake Enoch off. Aww. Hi, Mrs. Potts. Hello, dears. Out for a special evening at the park, are we? No. Well, I mean, yes, but not that way. Not what way? Yes, what way, Riley? Never mind. We were just getting some fresh air. Oh, what a coincidence. Us too. I spot Daisy in the distance, bouncing up and down on a seesaw. She waves at Enoch, who waves back. Daisy was getting antsy, so I took her out for the night. I hope she tires herself out soon. My drama serials are waiting for me. Oh, but never mind that. I'm sure youngsters such as yourselves would rather be alone in each other's company than have to entertain an old woman. I'd leave you lovebirds alone. She casts me another knowing look, and my insides squirm in embarrassment. No, Mrs. Potts, we're only... It's not... I've never given it much thought before, but I suppose the park can be quite romantic at night. Mrs. Potts, please. You have the wrong idea. Do I, Riley? Do I? Yes! She raises a hand to her mouth to stifle a chuckle, then pushes me gently in the back. Go on, you two. Have fun. Bye, Mrs. Potts. Bye, Daisy. I can only stammer, nonplussed, as Enoch drags me away, still by the hand. Is it just me, or was she acting kinda weird? Ugh, forget it. Eventually, Enoch and I make our way across the river and into the forest. Here, the trees are thicker, obscuring our view of the path and passers-by. You sure you know where we're going? Of course I do. I think. You think? It landed somewhere around here, that much I know, and I can sorta sense its location. You can sense it? What do you mean? Here on Earth, everything feels new to me. The sights, the sounds, the smells, the tastes. The more we walk around, though, I'm getting this strange, almost familiar sort of feeling. Almost as if, because my spaceship came from Zixalia with me, I can detect something in the park that doesn't belong on Earth. I don't know how to describe it. I just know it's here somewhere. That's insane. So what, you have some kind of alien radar built inside you? Something like that. Sounds cool, right? I let out a huff of disapproval at Enoch as Enoch leads me onwards. What are we looking for anyway? What does your spaceship look like? It won't look like anything out of the ordinary. Meaning? Well, if it crashed in the middle of a forest, my guess is it'd look like a tree. Say what? Enoch, why are we looking for a tree when we should be looking for your ship? We are looking for my ship. You know how I can disguise myself as a human and switch back and forth whenever I want? Well, our technology works the same way. Zixalians have traveled to other planets before, and sometimes those planets are hostile. That means we've had to design our technology to disguise themselves the same way we can. I can't believe I'm asking you to explain something scientific, but what does that mean? Now you see how hard it is to follow along when someone uses complicated words, do you? Don't get smug. I know what the words mean, I just don't understand what you're saying. I think my ship will be disguised as a tree. What? Get out of here. And go where? Why are you telling me to leave? Just finish your explanation. Like I said, our technology is designed to take on a disguise in the presence of non-Zixalian species. So, if a human approaches, it'll take on the disguise of whatever's closest and least suspicious. Given where we are now, I'm assuming that'll be a tree. But hopefully when it detects a friendly presence in the area, meaning me, I'll be able to reveal my ship for what it truly is. That has gotta be the dumbest, most contrived explanation I've ever... Aha! Found it! Why is that a dumb explanation, though? I don't think it is. It's also just like camouflage, which does exist in nature. So, Enoch crouches by what at first glance appears to be a fallen tree trunk. It even has patches of moss on it. This is it, Riley. This? It's a tree trunk. Is it? Or is there more here than is meeting the eyes? He starts running his hands all over the mossy wooden surface. There should be a button here somewhere. There we go. To my surprise, a hissing sound starts to emanate from the fallen tree. What's happening? A wooden panel on the side of the trunk slides open with a small burst of smoke, leaving a hole just large enough for someone to squeeze through. Peering inside, I see... Whoa! The cabin is cramped, capable of fitting one normal-sized person at best. The inner walls are made of metal, not wood, with various panels inlaid with an array of buttons, switches, and faded lights. Enoch reaches in and taps a panel that resembles a vehicle dashboard. I look over my shoulder to make sure no one's close enough to witness this bizarre phenomenon. That's not good. What? It's broken, like I thought. We'll have to leave it behind. Leave it? I can't carry it back to the apartment in this state, can I? What would I even do with it? It's beyond repair. What if someone finds it? They wouldn't suspect anything, would they? I mean, it's just a tree. He rubs his knuckles against the trunk. Even knowing that it's made of metal, the sound his hand makes is exactly what I'd hear if he'd actually knocked on wood. It still doesn't feel right to just leave it here. Are you sure it's safe? I'm telling you, it's fine. It'll never open up at a human's touch. It needs Zaxalian DNA. Why can I see it now then? It's not disguising itself in my presence. Maybe because I'm here? I'm only telling you what I know. It's not like I've left Zaxalia before, so I'm no expert on how these things work. I just know that they do. Enoch slides the ship's panel shut as I stand there, trying to comprehend everything he's telling me. I'm not going to pretend I understand how any of this is possible. But I am looking at a tree trunk that's a spaceship in disguise, not to mention standing next to a literal alien, so anything's possible, I suppose. Enoch and I follow a small trail that leads back to the more brightly lit areas of the park. Welp, we've got what we came for. Shall we go? Honestly, I don't know if finding your ship put my mind at ease at all. I just feel like I'm tempting fate by knowingly leaving an alien spaceship behind in the park. You worry too much, Riley. No one's going to discover it. The only way someone discovers my ship is if they're an alien too. What is this background? Should I be worried? But since there are no other aliens on Earth, what could you possibly have to be afraid of? I wonder. Week 1, Tuesday. Well, we're going to continue with Tuesday next time. That was enough, but all very interesting. Getting some more info on Enoch, even though it's not too much. And yeah, is he actually still hiding something, or is it true that he just doesn't want to talk about it? I mean, outright war, of course, is traumatizing, and you wouldn't necessarily want to talk about it if you just fled from it. But there seems to be more, right? And of course, it's trying to make Enoch seem suspicious on purpose. Or is it? Well, maybe we'll find out, maybe not, but especially not today. I'm just still a bit torn between Enoch and Lucas. Oh dear. Oh well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Until then, bye bye!